We have not seen any ads, we have not seen any Caitlin Clark merchandise, and we for sure as hell have not seen any Caitlin Clark signature shoes.
Nike has finally acknowledged Caitlin Clark's success, but Adidas was the first to congratulate her on winning the Rookie of the Year award in the WNBA. Congratulations to Caitlin Clark on an amazing first season.
Caitlin Clark's in her first NBA playoffs, first NBA season, and she's wearing Kobe Bryant's shoes. They don't even have a shoe for her. And it may not be till 2026, 2027. Nike was nimble enough and had enough vision to see that, hey, let's get LeBron's shoe out here. This guy's going to be a big deal. They can't do this for Caitlin.
Nike's unattractive shirt created for Caitlin Clark's Rookie of the Year award sold out in just 50 minutes.
How do you miss an opportunity like that? How do you not capitalize? It doesn't make any sense at all. And playing the politics where, oh, we need to release Asia's shoe first. Well, no, it's not Caitlin's fault that you haven't done anything for Asia.
Caitlin had a record-breaking first season in the WNBA, but all Nike gave her was a t-shirt. Meanwhile, Aja Wilson, another WNBA player, received promotions and is at the center of Nike's WNBA efforts.
What is she doing wrong? What more do you want from Caitlin Clark? Seriously, what more do you want from her? She's focusing on the game. She lifted her team up, got them to the playoffs, won Rookie of the Year, and then also is denouncing racial tensions when she's asked about it. I'm sorry, I don't see anything more that Caitlin Clark should have done or could have done.
Despite being a low-quality shirt with Caitlin's designs, it completely sold out in just 50 minutes. It's pretty amazing, considering it probably only took 5 minutes to make. This is even better than what Aja Wilson has ever done for Nike.
Nike lucked into the marketing chance of a generation, and they're using that to advertise old product. Why is it happening this way? Now here's the money. Based on conversations with people in the know, it indeed has something to do with the WNBA MVP and Nike athlete Aja Wilson.
Why is Nike only making basic shirts after Caitlin Clark's incredible season? If Caitlin was with Adidas, she might have her own shoe by now, and it would be sold out everywhere. How many Caitlin Clark products has Nike released since signing her? None. And none of them have been any good.
Caitlin Clark's gonna help it change for the better. All of a sudden, we gonna see Aja Wilson. She may get some more shine because she's that girl. Diana Taurasi gonna get more shine because we know what she brings to the table. Ionescu, she's gonna get more shine. Others, black, white, everything in between. It's about the ladies, now more so than ever before.
In the world of sports, Caitlin Clark is a highly talked-about basketball player. She's young, incredibly talented, and has broken many records. People even compare her to the basketball greats, and she's become a big name in women's basketball, all in her first year playing professionally.
Listen, if people want to portray and paint the narrative that there are racial tensions in the WNBA as a result of Caitlin Clark, I would say that's their own problem. I think Caitlin Clark is doing the right thing, rising above all of the crap that she's had to endure. The amount of fouls committed on Caitlin Clark higher than any other player, flagrant fouls committed on Caitlin Clark higher than any other player. Caitlin Clark was worried about playing the game, and that is why she got Rookie of the Year. She was not worried about the BS.
But even with all her success, Caitlin's relationship with Nike and the WNBA has been tough. Nike, a huge company known for sponsoring top athletes, hasn't given Caitlin the attention many think she deserves. Instead, they've been promoting other players.
This kid's on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league. And she's a rookie, targeted by society, targeted by her looks, targeted by her reputation, targeted by the disrespect that they've shown to the WNBA. She said, no, they're expecting this rookie class to be perfect. This rookie class isn't even one of the best rookie classes in the last 10 years.
Adidas has been really supportive of Caitlin Clark, even more so than her official sponsor, Nike. Billie Jean King, a sports icon and Adidas ambassador, recently praised Caitlin for her outstanding season and winning the WNBA Rookie of the Year award.
Caitlin Clark is not worried about it by giving her fans a heartwarming message saying this: thank you to the many people who have supported me as I've been able to live my childhood dream. I'm filled with gratitude as I reflect on this past year of my life. See you all in year 2.
This recognition from such a well-respected figure shows just how important Caitlin's impact is. Nike is facing criticism for not fully supporting Clark, while they continue to promote other WNBA
Caitlin Clark
athletes
should be
like
getting
AJ
so
Wilson.
much more credit, but unfortunately there are still haters who are trying to bring her down.
This has raised questions about Nike's commitment to all of its athletes. Remember this: Caitlin Clark sells more sports gear than almost anyone else in the league, even though she's super popular. Nike has been slow to realize how great she is. On the other hand, Adidas seems to have realized her importance a lot earlier. They've teamed up with a star who many people think is going to be a big deal in women's basketball.
Is Caitlin Clark currently the face of the WNBA? Yes. Do I think if A'ja Wilson dropped a shoe and Caitlin Clark dropped a shoe today at the very same time, that Caitlin Clark would outsell A'ja's shoe by 100 times? Yes.
Billie Jean King, a strong advocate for equality in sports, had some wonderful things to say about Caitlin Clark. She praised Clark's hard work, amazing performances, and the positive impact she's had on the sport.
She's really looking out for everybody else. And it's so sad that there are so many people that continue to turn a blind eye to that. Knowing how selfless she is, and they still want to say, Caitlin Clark, you know, she's not the reason. Let's give other players their flowers. No, Caitlin Clark is the reason.
King wasn't just focused on Clark winning the Rookie of the Year award or getting lots of praise. She admired the passion and love for the game that Clark shows every time she plays. Clark's Rookie of the Year win wasn't just about her talent, it was also a moment of validation. During her first year in the league, she not only faced tough competition on the court, but also had to deal with criticism and lack of support from an unexpected source. Her own sponsor, Nike.
Did she know for certain she was going to win? Watch her get the news in real time.
Caitlin, it feels like just yesterday when I called your name to the stage as the #1 pick in this year's draft. You held the Indiana Fever jersey for the first time, and what a record-breaking season for you and the entire team, full of outstanding performances. And I know all of you had hard work and dedication, and it's paid off with your playoffs, etc. But and I know the best is yet to come. So. Congratulations, Caitlin. You are the 2024 Kia WNBA Rookie of the Year.
Even though she's become really successful, Clark has faced the disappointment of not getting the recognition she deserves from the company that should be promoting her achievements. As an athlete sponsored by Nike, she should have been a big part of their ads, considering how popular and marketable she is. But even though she's made a big impact, Nike has mostly chosen to promote other athletes instead.
Got one of the hottest selling jerseys in sports, y'all, according to Fanatics, led by the one and only Michael Rubin. Clark's Indiana Fever jersey is apparently sold out in all sizes. It was rumored that she actually outsold Dallas Cowboy jerseys.
Nike has been focusing a lot on A'ja Wilson, who is an amazing basketball player. She has won multiple MVP awards, a WNBA championship, and is a dominant force in the league.
The ratings were phenomenal because of Caitlin Clark. She didn't want to take credit for all of those ratings, but we all realize that Caitlin Clark single-handedly is responsible for the WNBA mattering.
However, many people believe that Caitlin Clark is now the new face of women's basketball. She's not only a great player on the court, but also has a strong connection with fans. In terms of popularity, Clark's jerseys sell more than almost every other player in the league, including Wilson. Her games also attract a lot of viewers. So why does Nike keep giving more attention to Wilson when it's clear that Clark is the more popular player?
There is a Caitlin Clark effect on all of basketball, and especially on women's basketball ratings. Kudos to her. She has elevated an entire sport.
Fans and experts have been wondering why Wilson's merchandise sales and overall popularity don't match up to Clark's, despite Wilson's impressive skills. This has become a topic of debate among fans.
If she would not have joined the WNBA, these numbers would not be the way that they are with or without her, right? So it's not about Caitlin Clark not being in the finals or being in the finals. It's the fact that Caitlin Clark is in the league that is allowing other teams to still have these pretty decent ratings in the finals.
Clark's appeal goes beyond just basketball enthusiasts. She has attracted the attention of casual fans, young girls who aspire to be like her, and even people who previously didn't pay much attention to women's sports. Her playing style is very exciting, and she has the potential to bring the WNBA to new heights.
Caitlin Clark has created more buzz around the basketball landscape and has actually transformed and revived a league that was the WNBA, and she is getting paid a measly $28 million.
Clark's first year in the WNBA has been absolutely amazing. She didn't just play well, she completely stood out from the rest. Her ability to make shots from anywhere on the court, make precise passes, and lead her team like a seasoned pro really made her shine. But it wasn't just about her individual success. She also helped bring a lot of attention and excitement to the WNBA. She's exactly the kind of player the league needs to attract more fans and get more people interested in watching.
Somebody coming along and elevating the sport shine ultimately benefits you. Go out there, compete with her, try to bust her up if you want to, and all of that stuff. Just don't hate on the acclaim that she's getting.
The WNBA took a long time to announce that Clark won the Rookie of the Year award, even though the news had already been leaked. Some people are wondering why the league is not making a bigger deal out of her success, considering that she is seen as the future of the sport.
Why is the WNBA marketing the playoffs leading with A'ja Wilson and not Kelsey Mitchell? Not Caitlin Clark. Why? A'ja Wilson's not going to sell a shoe. Period.
Remember this, with her incredible talent, popularity and fan base, Clark could really help the WNBA grow. But it seems like the league and Nike aren't fully supporting her, which is hard to understand. Right now, all eyes are on Clark, but we'll have to wait and see if the organizations meant to support her will start to recognize her talent.
Caitlin Clark actually reportedly inquired as to whether or not opposing teams could be paid more money due to her having the ability to sell out road games, right? Because of her star power. She is not in the game merely to boost her own persona.
The criticism aimed at Caitlin Clark is nothing new, but the fact that even Nike, a major player in the sports apparel industry, is joining in has surprised many fans. Despite her undeniable talent on the basketball court and her marketability of it, Clark has been facing a lot of criticism and even hate. This situation seems to be more than just the usual scrutiny that comes with fame. It's not only about her performance, it feels more personal.
Who, by the way, I'm going to go there, who happens to be white and brought a level of attention and allure to the sport it had not received before.
There are some people who feel uncomfortable with the way this young basketball star is changing women's basketball and the league itself. She's breaking records and getting a lot of attention in her first season, so she's clearly a trailblazer. But some people are puzzled that Nike, a company that celebrates greatness, isn't giving her the recognition she deserves, while focusing on other athletes who aren't making as big of an impact on the court or in terms of popularity.
But they don't want it to grow if it's certain people at the face. And there is still this undertone of jealousy that for some reason I cannot get around calling it anything else but that, because I don't know what else it could be. I thought it was going to get better this season, but it hasn't. There are still people who seemingly, to me, feel like they just don't want Caitlin to be a part of it.
Nike's decision not to fully support Caitlin Clark is surprising, given their history of partnering with game-changing athletes like Michael Jordan and Serena Williams. Caitlin has been breaking records, being compared to the best in the sport, and bringing in high viewership for the WNBA. Despite this, Nike is promoting other players like A'ja Wilson, instead of embracing Caitlin's remarkable success.
In the Indiana Fever, president Allison Barber revealed this request made by Clark during the season. Listen.
After a few away games and all of the sellouts, Caitlin asked the WNBA if they would pay spot bonuses to the away team players. She said, wow, we're making all this new revenue, and I would like the away team to benefit from that. Could they get a spot bonus? So that's the heart of Caitlin Clark. I mean, that's a classy, amazing person.
Adidas has recently received attention for recognizing Caitlin Clark's accomplishments. The brand, with support from ambassadors like Billie Jean King, has openly praised Clark for her outstanding talent and impressive first season.
Caitlin Clark to approach the president of the WNBA and make this request, a 22-year-old. The maturity level that she possesses is unfound. I mean, so much respect for her.
This acknowledgement is significant, especially since Nike, for unclear reasons, has not given Clark the same level of recognition. Clark's situation with Nike is complex. She is currently locked into an 8-year, $28 million contract with the company, which now seems like a great deal for Nike given her rising popularity. Despite this long-term commitment, Nike has been hesitant to promote her as much as her fans believe she deserves, causing frustration and confusion among her supporters. I mean, look at this. Before yesterday, no one mentioned Caitlin at all. One of the best signs of how influential Caitlin Clark is the big drop in people watching and going to games after she got knocked out of the playoffs. The numbers show it. Fans like to watch Caitlin Clark. Her not being in the league is really obvious, but the WNBA doesn't seem to want to fully accept her as their new star. Maybe it's because of things going on inside the organization, old biases, or not wanting to have a new face of the league. The WNBA not being sure about making Clark their future has left a lot of fans feeling confused and upset. Clark is making a big impact both on and off the court. She's more than just a great player, she's a symbol for the future of women's basketball and is bringing in new fans. But it seems like the WNBA, and maybe even Nike, aren't fully embracing her as the star that she is. People might be unsure about Clark because she's changing the game in unexpected ways. She's not your typical WNBA star, and her style is both exciting and unconventional. Maybe the league wasn't ready for so much focus on a new player. Caitlin Clark is currently taking a break from the intense WNBA season. It has been a year filled with personal successes, tough competition, and some controversy. This break will give her a chance to rest, recover, and prepare for what's next. When she comes back, people are wondering if the WNBA will recognize her as the amazing player that she is. It's impossible to predict the future, but one thing is clear. Caitlin Clark is here to stay. She has a big impact on the basketball league. She's great at getting fans excited, and she's incredibly talented on the court. She's a powerful force that can't be overlooked. Whether the WNBA and Nike are ready to acknowledge it or not, Caitlin Clark is the future of women's basketball. For now, Adidas is happy to recognize her as a great player. Adidas has recognized Caitlin Clark as a rising star in the world of sports. It's clear that fans are embracing her, as shown by the increasing number of people tuning in to watch her and purchasing her merchandise. Caitlin Clark is a superstar, and it's about time everyone acknowledges and treats her as such, whether Nike likes it or not.